up, Bunny Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans Inc. and anime and manga contributor to Bounding into Comics. And ooh, it looks like Makoto couldn't take the fuckery of crap anime original content no more and decided to join the growing list of mangaka dipping their toes in the anime game. But before I get into the story, let me just remind you to hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because, of course, this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored. If you love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be live reactions like for Vinland Saga, which we have been covering for a very long time. I have a playlist for it. Or news and analysis like this video, feel free to hit up our Cash App and PayPal. Links are in the description box below, as well as the link to the Bounding into Comics article I wrote. And the link to the previous interview with Yabuta and Makoto discussing season 1, because ooh, you could tell Makoto was mad. He was mad at how season 1 was handled in terms of writing. I know animation. I'm mad at some of that animation. Really mad. But baby steps, I guess. It's baby steps, especially with what's going on in the anime industry. And I will be doing another video on that. So you're going to have to stay tuned for that. But that link will be in the description box below for the Makoto and Yabuta interview. And another reminder here before I forget. Starting May 12th, K-Manga is Kodansha's official Western version of Manga Pocket, and Vinland Saga simulpubs have been confirmed for it. So stay tuned for that. And also on May 12th, or not May 12th, May 10th, when my embargo is lifted, oh, do I have good shit that I get to report on from the Kodansha Rep exclusive stuff. Oh my god, I'm so excited to talk about it, but NDA agreement. Anyways, as I said in the interview about the production of season 1, Makoto was not involved, well, barely involved with season 1, especially the anime original content and the filler content. And, well, he was not happy with some of the answers that Yabuta was given. Oh, he was not. You could tell. Oh, he was pissed. And based on what I'm seeing here, Makoto is stepping the fuck up. And he's just like, nah, I'm not going to let this shit happen. I'm going to I'm going to work a lot closer, especially in terms of writing. I'm going to work a lot closer this time with the anime production team. I'm not going to allow this shit to happen. And I'm very happy with that. But it turns out that, and this is why I say this was like dipping his toes into the anime game here. Yeah, Makoto, you gotta learn a little bit more about production. You do. But on April 25th, Yabuta, who has apologized in the past, actually, to fans, where are you? He previously apologized for, I think it was the bad animation, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was the animation quality. He's apologized for the bad animation quality. And Yabuta, I gotta tell you this, speaking of, the animation is still bad. I know people are gonna be like, well, Packer Girl, it's not bad. You're just being stupid. No, I've seen side-by-sides. It is bad. It is awful. Especially in terms of the ruggedness is not there. It's too clean. That's the main problem. But the thing is, and I might do a video covering an interview with someone from Studio Orange talking about Trigun Stampede, because something that's happening, and it's been happening, Studio Orange has done this for a while, is they've utilized rotoscoping in particular, and this is for in terms of movement. And I feel like if more people or more studios are going to use CGI, they need to utilize rotoscoping. Seriously, just fucking utilize rotoscoping. But in terms of texture, according to my insider, from what I understand, more animators are starting to utilize the technology a little bit better to put more, in terms of putting more line work. But the thing is, and again, I've asked someone from Studio Orange about this before, and they told me for Hoseki no Kuni in particular that you have to still, for it to really get texture, especially like ruggedness and stuff, you have to use hand-drawn animation. You have to. And this was like as of 20, I think it was 2020 or 20, yeah, it was 2020. They said this, but anyways, let's keep going here. This is what he said on April 25th. I would like to apologize to all of you. I had hoped to create a short story that would delve deeper into the story and characters in addition to the main story for the Season 2 production. One of my plans was to create an episode about the past of Snake, which was given to me by Mr. Yukimura. But I've decided to abandon this plan in order to give priority to the production of the main story. I was happy to see this. I was pleasantly surprised by this, but two, I was very happy about this. I think what Makoto probably said, I'm guessing and we'll get to Makoto's tweets. We'll get to Makoto's tweets and then I'll get it. But the thing is, I'm hoping what Makoto said, and I don't think this was obviously because Makoto wasn't involved with the production last season, as confirmed by the interview I covered a while ago. Makoto probably put his foot down and was like, nah, we ain't gonna change this shit. We're not. If we can't, because of the production stuff, which it's gonna be confirmed in a second, we ain't gonna fuck around with this. The main story takes priority. But here we go. Although there were elements of the premise of the short story in both episodes 16 and 17 left in the main story, and it's also in chapter 90, by the way, of the manga, and storyboards and settings were also ready, I was unable to make it happen this time due to my lack of ability. And yes, lack of ability has to do with production. And part of me wonders, and I gotta ask I think my insider told me this, I can't remember, but I think the lack of ability, it has to do, obviously do with the scheduling, and I don't know if MAPPA outsources to China or not, but I know a good chunk of the studios, based on what my insider told me, again, working director at Aniplex, told me that the majority of studios, and this was especially Aniplex's animes were delayed, were outsourced to either China or South Korea. I think Vietnam as well. But he did say it is changing. But I know some of you had been looking forward to this story since the information had already been released, and I'm very sorry for the outcome. And here's the story here. And Snake reveals that prior to meeting Kettle, he was nothing but a young man on the run from an unspecified bit of trouble. And however, after finally crossing paths with Kettle, or at least someone who falsely claiming his identity, Snake is given a home and a purpose and a future. So basically, here's the pages. I'm going to read the chapter here. This is the story we have here. I first met him when I was just a 15 or 16-year-old kid. He taught me the ways of the battlefield. He really was one hell of a monster, I tell you what. He was like a brother to me. How many years has it been since I screwed up big time and found myself on the run? Thinking that Iron Fist Kettle would be the only one who'd give me shelter, I made my way over to this farm, clinging on to the slim hope that he'd be here as the vague rumors claimed. With his apology made, yep, and yeah, and then Kettle's like, nope, I don't know who he didn't know who he was. Yabuta concluded this thread, assuring audiences the entire staff will continue to, make every effort to produce this volume, and we look forward to your continued support of Vinland Saga. And from what I've heard, people are very overall, and I think it's in terms of the writing, people are pretty much happy. I don't know about from the manga readers in particular. I don't know about the overall art and animation. From what I've seen, I hate it. I saw it in the trailer. I've seen clips. I fucking hate it. Something I wish Makoto would do is something similar to what, like, say, Nomura did for Blue Lock, which is actually design the fucking characters. Seriously, especially Thorkel, please. Seriously. And this is what Makoto said here. He, first of all, did confirm. So, yeah, Yabuta did not lie. He confirmed that he worked on the episode which is titled The Snake's Past, and he acknowledged that it was cut because the two had overestimated the current state of the anime's production team. And I know mofos are going to be like, well, it's the same team from this. I know so many people that have told me and especially manga readers, that have told me they hated art and animation season 1. They fucking hated it. And based on the interview that I covered, I'm glad I didn't watch season 1. Because they just fucked it. And Yabuta, like, straight up said, and he said this in front of Makoto, that, like, the first chapter of Vinland Saga was like a fantastic opening chapter and he loved it. But he said, fuck it, I'm not going to adapt the manga that way. I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to do it my way. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, dude, if I were Makoto, I would be pissed. Seriously. And I think, again, this is why I think Makoto's getting involved now. And same with Makoto said that he liked the anime original content. I was like, Makoto, shut the fuck up. You are lying. You are trying to save face. Stop it. Especially with what I've read, like, in, say, Oshinoko. You are lying. I'm sorry. And then he said, I'm sorry. Oh, here, let me read this again. I'm sorry. That's right. Director Yabuta, and I had a talk with everyone, and we decided to do an old episode of Snake in the Anime. Again, this is very much like what we saw with, oh my god, with Nakaba with Four Nights of the Apocalypse. I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself and leaked a bit of information without knowing what was going on the animation production side. See, this is what I mean by Makoto not being... season 1, he was practically not involved at all. No, Makoto was like barely involved. He even said it. And this is what happens when mangaka are not involved with the production. They don't, or like don't know how anime production works. So, and also Yabuta, you failed on that front too. You should have explained. I don't know because I was in the room with them. But you should have kind of better explained what the fuck was going on. And Makoto's explained this as well. The Snake's Past is an episode that I had planned to draw in the first place. Again, this is so much like fucking Nakaba. But I never realized it. After all, it is not easy to make happen. No, it is not. And actually, something that Daramion, the mangaka of of Kengan, Kengan Asura and Kengan Omega told me was that up until he saw Murata's trailer, for his anime, that he wanted to go into animation, to do anime, but when he saw, some of the shit that was going down with the anime industry, he got scared off from it. So, yeah. And also, especially with all the fuckery especially all the fuckery I know, even more of the fuckery I know. The main story is really amazing, isn't it? I could tell that everyone at the animation production team is working with all their might. Director Yabuta, are you back home? Please don't strain yourself. And by the way, I want to um, dispel this myth here, or debunk this myth. Something that people say are that people in the West constantly say is that the director, or that it's the studios forcing the directors to work all night and shit like that. Based off what my insider told me, that's not true. Because it's the directors compared to like years ago, like maybe 5 years ago, 5 6 years ago. Um, they don't do that no more. They used to. The studios used to do that, but not anymore. No. And they don't do that to animators no more either. Not, especially since the animators are working from home. And by the way, they hate it. I mentioned it in my video about the anime industry. They fucking hate it. But because it's so competitive, the directors decide for the my insider implied that the directors are choosing to stay overnight. So this is the thing that got me that was very intriguing to me, and also again it really made me think of what we've seen with Nakaba. However, rather than abandoning his plan for the Snake's past altogether, Makoto ultimately revealed that he was still intent on someday sharing Snake's story. But he exclaimed in conclusion, it might happen somewhere, somehow, as an outside story. So I'm sorry, but please don't tell me yet what kind of history Snake has. Okay, here's the thing that I'm happy. First of all, this means, again, as I've been saying, this is like a Nakaba situation with Seven Deadly Sins. Damn straight it is. The other thing that this gets me excited for and very hopeful for, and if you watch my Vinland Saga live reactions, you know what or if you follow me on Twitter, you know what I'm gonna say. This gets me hopeful for a Garm OVA, because there's so much Garm content that I've been wanting from this. There's a lot of unwritten Garm content that needs to be seen. Seriously, I want to see more shit with Garm and Thorkel. Like, give me that in an OVA, or like a not just one episode OVA, obviously, but like a few episode OVA. I want to see Garm and Thorkel go the fuck off. Seriously, I want to see that shit. Because remember, Garm and Thorkel are a yin yang motif for the most part. Remember, like Garm is like that is the ideal Viking for the most part. And something that Garm said that will always stick with me, he's like, he just gave no fucks. He's like, dude, this is just our life. Like, I'm not miserable. I'm having a fucking blast. And that's why I love Garm so much. He's my husbando. And that's another reason why. So I'm hoping that if Snake gets an OVA, I feel like that's going to be a sign that Garm will get an OVA. But Makoto, I am telling you right the fuck now, especially if this happens after Vinland Saga ends up. Actually, I want this to happen after Vinland Saga ends in particular. The manga ends, because it's close to ending. Makoto, please, for the love of fucking God, do what Watsuki is doing with Rurouni Kenshin and crack the goddamn whip. Seriously, I'm sick of seeing this shitty art and animation. I don't give a shit what you tell me. That art, compared to Makoto's art, that art is shit. I've seen, like, for example, for Gintama the Final, Sorachi drew that shit. If you've seen Rurouni Kenshin's art, oh my god, it's everything. Look at what Aka is doing. For Oshinoko, you want to know why that shit is so beautiful? Aka announced when Oshinoko was initially announced. Aka said that she was going to work close with the anime to make sure it was perfect. So yeah, that's why Oshinoko is so good, because Aka worked with them. And I feel like the more mangaka that work on their anime adaptations, because I think something, and again, that fucking chapter in Oshinoko, that's another reason why it kind of made me think of this too. The more mangaka that just are like, fuck it, I'm not gonna let these mofos ruin my story. Nah, I'm gonna take matters into my own hands and see my story come to life the way I envision it in anime form. Like, if we see that, because right now the anime industry is not looking good. It is not. It really is not. But something that I said with my insider, because my insider is not hopeful on everything, something I've been saying is that similar to what we've seen like in comics, in the Western comic industry, or hell, even to an extent in manga as well, because this is how a lot of some manga could get signed, get their series serialized straight off of Twitter. And hell, a lot of light novel writers come from like there's an independent light novel website that anybody can publish their series on, and several light novels have gotten picked up from there. So I feel like it's going to be the same thing with anime, where and hell, Makoto Shinkai is the best example of this. He left Studio Ghibli and went on his own and did his own thing, and I feel like it's going to be the same thing here with the anime industry in general, especially for manga to anime adaptations. I honestly feel like if and I have to point this out with Yokotaro basically said, "Fuck Aniplex with what you did to Nier and all that red tape and the fuckery. Screw that. I'm gonna go to a small independent studio, which China hasn't bought up. Oh, wait till that video, and do shit the way I want to do it." And I feel like that more creators are going to. I feel like independent studios and independent productions are going to save the anime industry, and also the mangaka are going to save the anime industry. I really do. I freaking do. Makoto, please do it. Please do what. And I hate that Nakaba didn't crack the whip on Grudge of Edinburgh, by the way. That pissed me off because Trap Lancelot was erased. He was made masculine, and I hate it. I fucking hate it. But right now, this shit is way too clean. I don't know if the anime is violent enough. Because again, I haven't watched it. I refuse to see this art bastardized. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think, especially if you have seen some of a scene, like for example, like Blue Lock, where, by the way, Nomura, the mangaka Blue Lock, he actually revealed that he was the animation director for a couple of episodes. That's why I'm saying more mangaka are getting into anime and being more active in their anime adaptations. I want to know what you guys think about that. Do you guys think that Makoto is going to get do you think, or especially with this, do you notice, or not notice, do you think Makoto is going to do something similar to Nakaba, where he's going to pen, straight up write the stories for, Nakaba's case, it's a movie, but do you think he's going to do, like, write anime original, canon OVAs. There we go. Canon OVAs, like Nakaba did for Seven Deadly Sins, where Grudge of Edinburgh is a canon story to an anime canon. Canon, straight up canon, but it's only in anime form. He hasn't done a manga adaptation for it. To Seven Deadly Sins and Four Nights of the Apocalypse. I really hope so. I hope Makoto does that. That'd be awesome. I'd like it in manga form more because I hate the art animation for Vinland Saga, but I'm very curious what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you guys think. What OVAs, and also, what OVAs would you want to see? What stories do you feel like have not been told in the Vinland Saga manga that you want to see? I want to see Garm. I want to see more Garm content, because I hate that we haven't seen any Garm content since he decided to join Thorkel. I fucking hate it. I want more Garm content, period. Give me more of that. Give me an OVA of Garm and I will deal, similar to Grudge of Edinburgh, I will deal with the shitty animation. Seriously. Let me know your thoughts. What you guys want? Do you guys want more Canute content? Do you guys want Linu content? I would like to see some OVAs of the Linu. That'd be very interesting too. I wouldn't mind seeing like the more content of like the other tribes, like the history of the Linu and the other tribes. I would love a side story of that, to be honest. Oh God, I would love that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you guys think. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. If you love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more Vinland Saga content, new ways you can do that. Donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, purchase something off our Amazon wishlist, all that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, friend us on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye.